Hi, this is my first Instructable, and I'm going to explain how to get an Arduino Uno to talk to a Texas Instruments BQ32000 real-time clock. The BQ32000 comes in a SOIC 8 package. It's just a black front here, and I've already soldered it to a farmer-friendly DEP adapter, which gives us 8 nice pins to work with. That's the DEP adapter, and as you can see, we get 4 nice pins on each side. Now let's start connecting it all up, and I'm going to start by connecting the Arduino's ground and 3.3 volt pins to the power rails on my breadboard. That's ground, and that's 3.3 volts. Next I'm going to connect the power feeds to the real-time clock, and I'm going to connect 3.3 volts to this pin, and ground to this pin. The last thing we need to connect to the Arduino are the actual data lines. So I'm going to connect this pin to the Arduino's analog 5 pin, and this pin to the Arduino's analog 4 pin. There's one more thing we need to do before we can start to look at some code, and that's we need to put on 2 pull-up resistors onto the data lines. They're both 4.7 kilo ohm resistors. That's the first one. And that's the second one. And since the pull-up resistors, we're going to connect both of them to the same 3.3 volt rail that powers our real-time clock. Okay, now let's focus over to the screen. I've already opened up 2 sketches, and I'll just quickly fire up my Arduino. And this is the first sketch I want to look at, and I've already uploaded it to the Arduino. And what it's going to do is it's going to set all of these variables, which are pretty much time and date, and then it's going to read them back out to us. If we now look at the serial monitor, this is actually what it's done. It's put all of these date and time variables in, and it's now reading them back just as we expected. Now the second sketch is a bit more interesting, because this is actually interactive. So if we click the upload button, just give it a second to compile and then to upload. If we now open our serial monitor, this is going to give us what it's actually set to. It's still the same as we did in the last sketch, and it's also going to give us an explanation of what we can do with this sketch. So if we now paste in a string that I've prepared earlier, we can use this to set the time, this to set the date, and the capital R is simply going to restart our real-time clock. So if I click now on send, you're going to see that it's actually changed all of the values from what we had from the last sketch to what I've just fed in as a string. Okay, that's it for now. If you like this one, you'll find more other Arduino projects on makechronicles.com, and my first Raspberry Pi project on raspberrypioneer.com. I've also shared the 3D pictures of my projects in my Ferio account over at ferio.com/Peter Haven. Thanks for listening, and hopefully until next time.